Welcome everyone to episode 70 of the Geeky Juans podcast. I forgot my notes. A podcast where we cover anything geeky under the sun, from wrestling to movies to video games and beyond. The Geeky Juans is here to talk all about it. I'm Steven, and to my lower right or left, because our squares are mixed up, is Jude. Today's show is all about Neon Genesis Evangelion. Before we begin, I wanted to mention our Comixology gift card giveaway. Simply like our Facebook page and name just one comic book guest that we've had on the show, and you're pretty much in the raffle. So that's about it. To help explain the franchise to us, of the franchise that is Neon Genesis Evangelion, we have our friends Jinsei Cosplay and Maria Song Cosplay. So welcome, Jin and Maria. How are you guys?
Hey, glad to be back.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me
Hello,
again.
welcome back.
Yes.
Like third episode, I guess.
Yes.
Third ba?
Yes.
Third, yeah.
Oh my god.
And speaking of thirds, this is our third anniversary episode, by the way.
Ay,
So like,
smooth.
yeah. I remember,
Nice.
Love that
I think
transition.
I remember 3 years ago, our episode 1 was a wrestling episode. We were so hyped about that, and then we watched the
Yeah.
actual wrestling, and it was sad. But
Yeah,
hey, that
very
was the
sad.
first episode. And I can't remember what other topics we had. Basta it was a weird format back then. But hey, we're here with episode 70, and it's fun. It's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
so.
All
it's gonna
right.
be
So
about
let's start
what you
off. Yep. All right. So
Go.
let's start off with the very basics. Probably the very basic question that we all have to ask. When and where did you first discover Neon Genesis Evangelion? So let's start with Maria, since she is our latest guest. You go first.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yay!
When did I was like asking for anime recommendations in college, and like my org mate was like, "Oh, there's this really cool anime called Neon Genesis Evangelion. I think you would really like it." And I didn't at first. I didn't like the first few episodes, but like, I found myself like humming the theme song, and it was just so catchy. And I was like, I'm gonna finish this. So yeah, in college, and I was like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh." Yeah.
Basta hindi tayo may copyright strike ng Gainax. Oh, all right, Jin. When and where did you first discover Neon Genesis Evangelion?
I discovered it as a child because my
Oh.
cousins watched it on TV.
Sa
And
ABS.
That's like the most
I
perfect way.
don't know. I don't know where they watched it, but
Mhm.
I saw it on the television. I was like, what is this? And that was it. That's how I discovered it. But yung may malay na ako and I knew what was happening, I would say college also. And I'm not sure if same org mate who told you that. But I also asked for anime recommendations, and someone in an org also told me Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Diba?
All right.
Was this the Piragua man?
No,
Oh,
different
look.
person. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jude. When and where did you first discover Evangelion?
Okay. I think I remember first seeing it on TV somewhere. But I never went into watching it. Parang I think I missed it when it was showing back then locally. So yeah, same. I was in college. I was doing my thesis. Tapos I was curious because I wanted to explore different mecha anime. Anything that's not named Gundam na I wanted to try for a long time. And I went into a rabbit hole that's called Neon Genesis Evangelion. So, I watched the series first, and then I watched everything in like a span of a month. I watched everything until yung
1
rebuild.
month?
Yeah, I think that was like 1 month. It kaya naman. Like I think I watched it from the series to the movie to the rebuild movies. So it was crazy. So yeah, that's my first exposure to when I was like down and out on my thesis days. I had to watch an anime that will leave you down and out. That's in the same capacity.
Mm.
So
All
let's
right. As for
go.
myself, I first discovered Evangelion. I think I was 9 or 8. I'm not sure. It was on ABS-CBN. I clearly remember it was on ABS for some reason. I don't know why. It was like 3 p.m. in the afternoon or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was like, oh, look, cool robots on TV. Kasi around that time, kakalabas na ng Gundam Wing sa GMA. And I feel like that was the counter to... Evangelion became like the counter of ABS to Gundam. But I don't know what happened, but somehow I think it just disappeared one day. I don't know, but I feel like I remember Karen, our friend Karen, mentioning na parang natapos naman ng ABS yung series despite the fact that it does tackle some very NSFW themes at times. So I don't know if I just stopped watching or something, but yeah, I first discovered it on ABS and just disappeared. It was weird. Like I feel like it was gonna be more. I feel like there was gonna be more, but I just didn't notice. Anyway, moving on. Let's let anyone take this because I'm not the expert on this.
Oh my god.
Setting. What is the setting of Evangelion? Who wants to take this?
I think I'll try. I'll give it a try. I'll give it
Okay.
a first try. Okay.
Go get it.
It's let's go. The setting is in 2015. Is it 2015, 2016?
15, I believe.
15.
I think it's 2015. Okay. Yeah, okay. The story is, it's 2015 and why did this not happen in 2015? In real life, 2015. May joke lang.
Grabe naman, wag naman, Elise, wag naman. Wag naman.
It's
Parang I don't
2015
want
in
that.
Japan. It's 2015 in Japan. Basically, the setting is in 2003, and it was 15 years, like 15 years ago in 2000, there was a worldwide disaster. I think it was the second impact.
Yeah.
Because the first impact was, I think it was the Big Bang in the story, and then second impact basically just destroyed much of the world. So for the past 15 years, the world is in recovery mode, and the reason that the second impact happened was, what was it? Was because of the angels. So like the very first angels, and unlike the angels that we know and find adorable or beautiful, angels in Evangelion are scary. Well, maybe except for one angel, which we'll talk about later.
One.
But yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I agree.
Reaction pa
But
lang
yeah,
ni Jin,
okay.
alam na natin.
Anyway, so let's move on to that. And basically, the show is the setting is Tokyo 3, and it's 2015 AD, and we have in the forefront of protecting the world from the inevitable apocalypse is Nerve. I forgot the abbreviation, but it's Nerve, and they have created mechs called Evangelion. So those are biomechs. Some people call them super robots, but I think I'll call them biomechs, or we'll explain a bit more of them later.
Okay.
And they're designed to defeat angels, but the thing is, to pilot them, they need teenagers to pilot. They need the most insecure and unstable teenagers known to in that earth. But hey, that's how it goes. So I think that's most of it, without going too deep.
All right, who wants to explain the plot? Because I feel like this is gonna be so.
Okay. No, not
Jin,
me.
you want to take over the plot, or Maria? Who wants to give it a shot?
So,
all right,
so what do we do?
let's
All
go,
right.
Jin. How do we explain this without overcomplicating it? Because it's so complicated.
Okay. So like I said in a previous episode,
Oh, I think I remember that one.
it's family issues, apocalypse, and God. Yeah?
Okay.
But anyway, to elaborate more. Yes, you were saying, Maria?
Maria was gonna say something.
You said something. I was all like, okay, I'm not gonna stop you there.
It's if you guys have heard of the musical Spring Awakening,
Oh, I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
plus
Okay.
the plus the movie Pacific Rim,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
that's Eva.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
As a in yeah, the gist of it, yes. I agree.
Back to you.
Yeah. But okay, so like more context-based things. So the
Mhm.
world again is in shambles, and
Yes.
then so the people in charge of keeping humanity alive is supposedly this organization called Nerve,
Mhm.
which, as if I remember correctly, I will Google it some other time. Nerve doesn't stand for anything. It just literally means nerve, but it's in a different language. Ayun. So that organization is in charge of taking whatever's left of humanity and saving it from whatever disaster is gonna come care of the angels,
Yeah.
who are basically just trying to end the world because that's their purpose.
Mm.
Mm. And to expound, the Evas are biomechs, as Jude said, that are supposed to be piloted by children who am I allowed to say spoilers at this point?
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, the show's like
Oh
what,
my,
25 years old,
it's
26 years
older
old.
than me
Yeah.
because it was 1995.
Wow.
um, so these these robots basically they have the souls of mothers in them,
What
and
the
then
fuck?
the pilots who are assigned to them are the kids. So
What the
kunyari,
fuck?
Shinji's mom, her soul is in Eva Unit 1, Asuka's
Mhm.
mom is soul of in Eva
Yeah.
Unit 2,
And I
and
think I
then
remember that the requirement is it has to be in the age they had to be born like after the second
yeah, yeah,
impact.
yeah.
Yeah.
What the
So
fuck?
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
actually everyone in Shinji's class is a candidate to be an Eva pilot.
they're all mech eligible, yeah.
Yeah. So ayun, para that's it. And then the entire thing, although it starts off as something very external, like we have to protect the rest of humanity kind of thing, it turns into a more internal struggle wherein we look at Shinji and his um suddenly being put into this extreme situation wherein
Mhm.
oh the world relies on me, a useless depressed boy, to save you all. Who asked
Mm.
me to do this? My dad. That's it. That's my
Mm.
explanation of it.
Thanks,
All
Dad.
right.
That's a really good explanation.
It is
Thank
actually.
you. I tried my best.
All right, let's
Maria, would you like to add something to that?
No.
okay.
Thank you.
No, but
Thank you for your
really, like,
honesty.
I mean, okay, if I were to add, like, it's a bunch of, like, depressed kids. I mean,
That's true.
it's not exactly a good game plan to children, like, to give them the world and be like, here, take care of it. Like, why would you do that? They have so much inside. Why would you give them the outside? Well,
And
That's
the
true.
people in charge of them also have issues. So,
It's
pero
it's
okay. It's a
they all
cycle.
need they all need some form of counseling for
Yeah,
they
like
do.
that's
ever
true.
since
Yeah.
I think I can say na it's they say that Evangelion is a deconstruction of the mech genre.
Hmm.
Yes.
Like in Gundam, the teenagers walk
And
into the mobile suit like naturally, like they have the inherent skill to pilot it without too much problems and kick ass, and then their only guilt for the most part is like feeling really bad killing their first soldier, and
Mm.
then later on they just
Mhm.
kill like a few dozen more.
Yeah.
In
So
one shot.
so
it's like
like I
yeah,
don't
bang, bang, bang,
so
bang. It's like all
so in
gone.
I'm
Evangelion, I
sorry.
think it's in I think it contradicts that. It makes it a bit more realistic. How a teenager would actually feel when inside a machine that can kill. So like,
Yeah.
and then they're not they just don't fall into the cockpit accidentally. They were forced to do so. Like for the case of Ray and Asuka, they were trained from the get go
Mm.
very early that hey, you're gonna pilot a mech and it's gonna be your life. Oh, what? Yeah. Tapos si Shinji naman, hey, I'm just a teenager. Why do I have to pilot this thing? So yun.
All right.
So I think
So
it's a nice. That's
since
a
we were
nice.
already like delving into like the characters, okay, let's start with the characters. Well, let's start with the big three: Shinji Ikari, Asuka Langley Soryu, and Rei Ayanami. All three iconic characters. Let's do one-liners so that it's fun. Jin, how do you describe Shinji Ikari in one line?
Me during depression.
Okay. Maria, how do you describe Asuka Langley Soryu in one line?
Woo!
You got this. You got this.
You got this. You got this.
I believe in you.
Let's go.
Oh no, she froze. Ay. Shit, oh, she
I,
froze.
I'm not
She was
functioning.
thinking.
I'm not functioning because I am Asuka. I mean, like, I
Okay.
super, like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Okay, let's go to Jude for now.
Sorry.
Jude, how,
Sige.
it's okay, it's okay. Jude, how would you describe Ray in one line right now?
I don't know. Emotionless husk.
Okay.
Valid.
Ooh, damn. All right, and then let's move on to the secondary characters. Shinji's dad, aka the asshole.
The Gendo train. I heard that in a parody, but hey.
Okay. All right, the characters. Let me just go to Wikipedia to be safe right now. Man, we are delaying like Hideaki Anno delays his movies. Ooh. All right.
Amen.
Fine, you know. He instead of him making Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, he just made Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman in between. Like
It's
I
like,
have other
Choices.
kaiju and I have other franchises to
yeah,
make
to reinvent.
Shin out of. So
Yeah, add the word Shin on it everywhere.
and now he's
Alright.
now I think one nice fact about him right now is he's doing Shin Kamen Rider. Because I think in Japanese anime or in Japanese shows, like Shin is like parang the darker edgy version of the show.
Ah, talaga? Ganyan pala yun.
Like,
Yeah, well, it actually means new.
Yeah.
can you, but in terms kasi parang it's for everything that gets it, the recent shows that get it, it's like darker, edgier versions of the show they are. Like I think Getter Robo is an example. Getter Robo is like the combining mech anime na super happy. Like, it's the monster of the week. They just kick the monster's ass every week and then, hey, good ending. Tapos when Shin Getter Robo came around, everyone was just like smirking and smirking mopey. Tapos there's just blood everywhere. So
All right.
a
Now that
shame.
we've delayed so much like Hideaki Anno, let's go back to the characters of Evangelion. Gendo Ikari, how do you describe him in one line? Free for all.
Gendo.
He started this. He started
Okay.
all of this.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
his fault.
All right. Ritsuko Akagi, Nerves Head Scientist. Is she the blonde one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Ritsuko.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you describe her
word or
in
one
one
line?
word? One line, one word doesn't matter. All right, Maria, you go first.
Simp.
Simp. Ooh.
Ritsuko, yeah.
Ooh.
The
True.
ultimate, the
Ooh.
Gendo simp.
Mm-mm.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mommy
Alright,
issues.
next.
I did not like her after finding that out. I was like,
Right?
It
All
was
right,
supposed to be mommy issues, but it was worse. Anyway.
All right. Some of these characters are appearing here. Yeah, let's move on from them. Let's just go to Misato because she's a popular one. I forgot.
Oh, I would have liked to talk about the others, but hey,
All right, let's
Misato
go to
is
Misato. We forgot about Misato. Sorry, we forgot about her kasi.
Sailor Moon.
Okay, Sailor Moon. All right.
No, because they have the same Seiyu, so
Voice
that's
actor,
one
yeah.
of the best
Yeah,
fun
that's
facts that she played two iconic 90s characters. It's awesome.
that is
It's
true.
awesome.
And then Ray
Young
is Lina
Slayer.
Inverse from Slayer. Yeah, man. All right. All right. Moving on to the other characters. Fuyutsuki Kozo.
I remember this parody about Fuyutsuki
Like.
na I think they just I think it was an abridged version, so they just made fun of the Rebuild series, and the Fuyutsuki was like the guy who's the only sane guy in Nerve or in the whole show. Like always in his mind, he just says, "I'm surrounded by idiots." Probably the only sane man in even one of the sanest people in Evangelion, I can say. Maybe.
All right, next is Ryoji Kajii.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Ryoji
Who's gonna react
Kajii.
first? Who's gonna react first? Maria, Jin, Jude.
Go.
Go
Ryoji
ahead. Pass.
Kajii.
All
Pass
right.
on this one.
Okay.
I have to think about
Maria's
it.
got something to say.
Sleazy bastard. Ugh.
Well,
I
yeah.
cannot deal with him. He's so gross.
There was this one scene in an episode where instead of I think him and Misato were like stuck in one room for like a week. Parang ganun. I remember that was like the story. So like, hey, let's get out of this room. No, let's just stay here and have fun.
All right, next up is Makoto Hyuga.
Oh, Hyuga is. Wait, Hyuga is.
Jin, would you remember?
Hmm.
Baka forget.
Hyuga
Ang dami kasing character. Sometimes he gets...
Hyuga is a
Pero may
nerve center.
glasses.
He's part of the control center, and
Oh.
yeah,
He's not really that ano eh.
Not important.
Oh, not
Yeah.
really.
yeah.
Let's
You can
move on.
say na the most important member of that control table was Maya,
Maya, I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
her.
Okay.
because she's the Ritsuko simp. Like if Ritsuko is the Gendo simp, Maya is the Ritsuko simp. So like there it's a simp train there.
All right.
Simp chain.
So okay, let's
So-
move on to then. Let's move on to Maya then, because she's the next person on the list in Wikipedia.
But yeah,
How to describe
Ritsuko
Maya?
senpai. Like that's her guys are mostly that. A good 30%
Yeah.
of her guys are Ritsuko
Alright, Jin.
senpai.
She
You were
just
saying.
reports a lot to Ritsuko.
Okay.
She's like,
All right. So not
BF.
much besides that, no.
Not
All right.
much, no.
Aoba Shigeru is not really an important character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
No.
the chill. He's the most chill guy in the whole
Dude.
series.
Okay.
I'm
Let's
not gonna
move on.
lie,
Uh-huh.
I watched the Netflix dub for this. Wala lang.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's Billy Cometz. Hello, Ferdinand Von Ayer.
Watch that.
Yeah, that's why I
Okay,
watched it. I was
watch.
like, Ferdy? Anyway, that's it.
Anyway, moving on.
That's all I remember from him. I'm
All
sorry.
right. It's okay. All right. Okay. Now a character that we've been waiting to talk about.
Oh,
Jin is so excited for this.
My favorite.
Kaoru Nagisa.
But I could talk about him all day, I
Alright,
just love him.
Okay, let's do the one-liners of Maria and Jude first, and then let's give the floor to Jin. So Maria, one line, describe Kaoru.
Absolute angel.
Aww. All right, Jude, one line to describe Kaoru. Really
well,
quick.
it's kind of paraphrasing Maria, but it's a line. It's one of the most infamous lines in the series. It's an angel. There.
Okay. All right, the floor is now yours. Jinsei Cosplay.
Well, he's aside from being my favorite character, he's such a pivotal part of this show that he appears literally in 1.5 episodes, and it's about him. It's the entire show is about him after that.
Wow. That is amazing. All right, now do you want to do all the classmates or just the important classmates?
Oh, the most important classmate, I think we can say, Toji, which is Toji Suzuhara, is the fourth child because he was the one. Canonically, he's the fourth pilot in Evangelion, counting every pilot in Evangelion. Kasi, yeah, like yeah, the most unfortunate child in this series. Sad.
Okay. All right, Maria, do you have any words or lines to describe Toji?
Like when you throw something away and you don't think there's anything left in in the box that you're throwing away, and it's just yun pala, there's like one piece of Pocky left, and I feel like that's Toji.
Oh.
You will-
That's so strangely accurate.
Sad.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's been there for like how many
Yeah.
episodes, and you're like, oh wait, he's still there. Okay. Ouch. Jin, do you have any
Yeah.
words?
and
Okay, Maria, sorry, go ahead.
and because like that can I can see spoilers, right?
Yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like a 20-year-old
like-
show.
Because when Shinji was like, okay, I'm gonna as long as there's nobody in it, and there was
Oh my
someone,
gosh, yeah.
and it was his
Oh yeah,
friend.
he just
Yeah.
Shinji just went
I
and
mean-
pummeled him like like
Yeah,
a
I don't
boxer
care.
in
There's
some
no one
corner.
here. This will be like, oh shit. You all lied to me. So yeah.
And
Oh,
don't
I remember
what
how
happens
pissed
after that.
Shinji was in that episode.
I'm not sure
After
if he
that.
died or he broke a leg.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He was basically comatose.
It says here in the manga he dies.
Well, the manga is different. Like the manga
It's
took
not-
It's way
20.
different.
The manga
No.
took almost 20 years to finish. Like it was way delayed before
Oh
the
my
Parang if the series ended in 1996, the manga ended in like 2015, 2014.
Wow.
And
Grabe.
it's a different it's a different take. So that
Okay.
one's
All right, next classmate is Kensuke, who is Toji's best friend.
Oh, one line for this guy, I'll say. I wish I can pilot an EVA too.
Mm.
Yeah,
like
that's
him.
his entire thing. Like all his friends are turning into Eva pilots, and he's just stuck there. I want one too. And I'm
In
just like, don't
in
do
some
it.
games he is a backup pilot, or a pilot. So there's a chance in some alternate universes that he was. Kasi
Hmm.
naman they're all eligible because they're all
Yeah.
14, they're all 15. So
They're all children.
That age.
All children. All right, next up is Hikari. One line. All right, Jin goes first.
She's like the normal classmate for Asuka. Yun lang. But she's just there to be. I have a school friend.
Mm. So would you say she doesn't contribute much to the plot?
Not really. It's more of just. It's just to show
yeah.
that Asuka has other friends.
Okay.
And then one of her most famous lines is about Asuka pa. Like she doesn't do anything at all. She just stays at home and play video games. That's like her most popular line. It's not even about her. It's about Asuka. So funny. But I think there's like one more character we can mention sa original, and then we can go.
Pen.
We can mention one character from the rebuilds because she's not here.
Who is it?
No, but later, let's talk about Pen muna. Pen is like,
Okay, I have to share a screen for Pen because come on, it's Pen. I have to show. He's so adorable. Pen's adorable. Oh wow, look at that. All right.
I had like a calendar of Ava last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what I did to the Pen page, but it was Kaoru and Pen in one page.
Oh.
So I probably saved it.
I love
oh wow,
it.
that's
There
actually that's
I think
actually
that was
fun.
December.
Ooh, save the best for last.
Yeah,
I-
I saved. Yeah.
I wish they'd have as much fun in making those artwork the same way that the series. I wish the series was a bit happier, like Pen
Oh,
squared.
Look at that thing. Oh, Sega
He's
plush.
pretty much a sentient penguin. Like,
Wait,
I
what?
don't know what else to say.
Oh, well, this is kind of a spoiler, but I guess
They
everyone
ran
knows.
out of budget for that. That's one thing. Anyway, yeah.
All right, who's the character
One
you
more.
wanted to mention, Jude?
I think we can mention one more character. So
Who is it?
it's wait. We have to. Oh yeah, we have to talk about their. We have to talk about this one. Where are you?
Well, that's just a wiki.
Yeah. She have no. She's not. She's not an original series character. She's a rebuild character. She's the only like new person that they put in the whole franchise.
Okay. Mari?
That is That
Yeah.
is Mari
Mhm.
Illustrious Makinami.
Wait, that's really her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
okay. Fun fact. Fun fact about Ava last name character. Ava characters. Their last names, their surnames are named after ships of the Japanese Navy, World War
Oh,
II ships. So
Yep.
nice.
Hikari and Akagi are aircraft carriers, if I remember.
Mm.
So
Ooh.
they're very popular. So basically, they're named after the classes of Japanese ships in World War II.
Mm.
And in Rebuild, they renamed their characters except for Shinji for some reason. So like Asuka Langley is now no longer Soryu. She's Shikinami. And the
Oh.
reason why Mari Illustrious Makinami, why Illustrious is her name, is because that's the name of a British ship, Illustrious.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's a weird. I don't know what's the case there. Why they named them after ships, but since this is a show that has a lot of ships in naman, I guess it makes sense.
Hmm.
All right.
So
So, how important is Mari to the plot of Evangelion?
in the rebuilds, she is like I don't know. She's like she's there to back up. Uh, she's there to back up Asuka, Ritsuko, and Misato in the
Okay.
rebuild like she's basically the fifth Evangelion pilot
Mm-hmm. All right, Maria, you
in
were gonna say something.
I
yeah
was.
Were you gonna say
so
something? I thought
No,
you were
I
gonna say something.
wasn't.
Okay, kala ko.
No.
Jin, were you gonna say something?
I was just reacting because I'm
Ah.
Yeah.
evaluating whether or not she really was like a pivotal character
Mm-hmm.
in the rebuild. Because I
Okay.
haven't. Well, no one. I don't think anyone outside of Japan has seen the last movie.
three
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
plus zero
So
one yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
one thing
don't
we can
know
discuss.
how significant she was there. But
Mm-hmm.
in the other movies, hindi naman parang sobrang.
She's like she's obsessed with the smell of LCL and makes fun of Asuka pretty much. Like, she calls her princess.
Hmm.
But
All
yeah,
right. So
apart from
hindi
that,
siya sobrang important.
she's pretty much known for her piloting skills. Like in
Yeah.
terms
Okay.
of like Ava pilots, I think she's like second best to
Mm-hmm.
Asuka in terms of like talent.
Like she
Yeah.
seems like the typical Gundam. Sorry, Gundam.
Ooh,
Sorry,
Mar hurt si Jude.
alam mo
Mar hurt si
yun?
No, it's
Jude.
okay. Well,
Yung
it's
parang the
okay because
Gundam
she
pilot who
yeah,
goes into a unit and like, I know how to pilot this.
yeah,
I'm
like
very
she is
Yeah,
strong.
that.
exactly.
She's that.
She's the only one who's not like shaken or insecure or depressed when piloting an Ava because she I think I remember her first appearance in Rebuilds is she was piloting a provisional unit which was Unit 5, which parang they said was like since the Rebuild is not like a remake, they said the Rebuild is somehow connected to the original. Parang
Yeah.
the Rebuild is like the Unit 5 is like a mix up of all the units that were destroyed in the original series and she had to ride that. But yun, she's unlike every other pilot. She's like happy to be an Ava pilot and she cares for her machine. Like she cared
Mm.
for her Unit 5 despite that she had to blow it up to kill an angel, pang ganon. And then she has her and her Unit 8 which is uh her main unit. So yun.
Mm. All
Mm.
right. So we really like took a long time to discuss the characters. Should we
It's
skip
okay,
the
this is our
units?
third anniversary episode so we
Yeah,
can have
that's true though.
fun about this.
Want to talk about the units though, because like the units are all sort of well, not all, but like a few units are kind of iconic now in like pop culture in general.
Mm.
Oh man.
What
Mhm.
makes it
Yeah.
so good? What makes the Eva unit so iconic for you guys? Let's start with Jin, then Maria, then Jude. Jin, you go
Okay.
first.
Huh. So for me, they're aside from aesthetics, I
Yeah.
think like they're the only mecha. It's the only mecha anime that isn't mecha, if it makes sense. Because
Completely.
in a
Yeah.
different in some episodes, I forget which ones, um, they test like actual they look like actual human bodies, like giant human bodies,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
are the
Yeah.
test types for the Avas that they roll out. So they're not, diba? It makes sense that they're not really they're not mecha. They're not they're not metal moving around. It's an actual
Being of some kind.
yeah, it's a biological creature. So
Mm.
yun, but with metal armor.
Okay.
And then the backstory behind it, it's so profound and so Japanese
How so?
that you're putting meaning into things that are supposedly inanimate. So
Mhm.
bigyan mo sila ng soul. Quite literally, binigyan nila ng soul. Ayan.
All right, Maria. For you, what makes the Eva unit so iconic?
Aside from what Jin said, this is kind of shallow, but like I find them to be incredibly inefficient battle units.
Oh yes. I
Okay,
can explain
okay.
that a bit
I
further,
mean,
but go.
you can only they have to be plugged to a power source to be
Hmm.
used, and the reserve battery is only like 5 minutes max.
Yeah. Oh.
I
Yeah,
mean,
5 minutes.
why? Why? I mean, if they're alive and you might wanna like harness the internal power, like
Feed it
feed them something. Yeah, exactly, feed them, or do something that'll make them stronger and have more resistance. Like take care of them more, so
Like
they're
real
last longer than
people.
5 minutes. They could have been someone's mom or something. I don't know.
Somebody's mom. All right, Jude. How would you
That's true.
describe why the Eva units are so iconic?
I think one thing that I'd like to point out, this is the most shadow thing. It's the color schemes.
Oh
Like
yeah,
honestly,
true.
the Eva Unit 1 is one of the most iconic mechs in any anime. It has a standout color scheme which is purple and green. It looks more like a Nike sneaker than a mech at some point.
Mm.
Like I don't know, there's just something that's striking. And then Unit 2 naman is the red one, which is Asuka's color scheme.
Yeah.
It's also good. Like those two mechs are like the most iconic ones. And I think okay, I'm trying to count how many Eva units are there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight,
Dami ah.
9,
Dami.
10. There's
Dami.
10, and then there's the mass production EVA units, which are hard to count because they're like I think they're a dozen or so. So they're bound to be at least 12 to 20. So, but let's go to the main ones. What's this? Toji, if you remember a while ago, the guy who was
Mhm.
supposed to be the he had this Ava Unit 3, which is we didn't get to see it in the normal form because it turned into some angel.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're wondering, who's the other student that we were talking about?
Mari has a unit, right?
Hyuga?
Mari.
No, 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 not Mari.
Kensuke?
Yeah, Kensuke. In the story, he was supposed to be the pilot of. He was the pilot of Eva Unit 4, but unfortunately, it blew up. It
Look.
blew up. I think it was mentioned in the show. It blew up.
Good
It
boy.
it
That's
got.
sad.
I think it was sabotaged by an angel on the way to Nerve. So
Mm.
we did it. It's gone. And then I think Mari is one of the characters that has 2 units. One of the unique characters that have 2 units
Okay.
because
All
she
right.
has Mark 5 and she has Mark 8.
Mm.
Her Mark 8 is the signature one. Her Mark 5 is basically like a Frankenstein's monster of a unit. And I can't remember that Mark 9 exists.
Can
Okay.
I add?
Yeah.
Go
Jude.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Toji's Ava has his jacket colors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So
I think like
when you see it
a lot of
approaching, you're like,
them
oh shit.
like a lot of them have their color schemes. I think for Shinji, I don't know if it's Shinji is an exception. Ray has her hair color, which is the blue one.
Yeah.
No, actually, you're
I don't for
right.
Shinji it stands out because it doesn't match his color scheme.
But like
Is it
Toji's
And of
miso,
course,
it's like it's his jacket eh.
remember there's Ava Unit 13, which is the Shinji Kaworu ship mech.
What?
Yeah,
No,
because
it's
they
because
have to
they're the ones
pilot
who
it
piloted
together.
it. Yeah, they had
Mhm.
it's a
Ah,
two-person
It's like
Ava.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
and then
gets.
Kaworu also had Mark 6, which was his kinda his Ava unit, since he controlled it. So
All
yeah,
right.
they're like it's multiple Ava units. But yeah, I
Mhm.
like how they just look iconic. I think it's
Okay.
because how slender they are. Like
Mhm.
you're for the past few decades of mech animes, you're used to
Gundam.
uh
Gundam.
your
He's gonna
yeah, the
mention Gundam
chunkier,
again.
blockier mech aesthetic of Gundam, super robots
Sa
like
akin ang live.
Lotus 5 Daimos, or
Mm,
and then in the late 80s naman they explored it a lot. Like a lot of mech anime tried or sleek, look more like a jet fighter, look more
Mm-mm.
thinner, look thinner, more thinner. Um,
Martin.
The Avas have abs.
yeah,
Oh, that's true.
I forgot to mention the mech behind me in my GIF. That's the jet alone. So that's not an Ava unit. That
Mhm,
is an attempt by I think it was a UN attempt to make
mhm.
a mech that can try to beat an angel the same way an Eva can. But
Yeah.
as you know,
Mm.
episode it went haywire. It's a nuclear powered mech,
Oh
and
shit.
it went rogue. Like the system went rogue, so they had to stop it. And the only way to stop it from walking is
To like
Shinji,
manually shut it down, right?
yeah,
From
and
inside.
manually shut it down inside a radioactive engine,
What the
which
fuck?
Misato was in.
That is
And
so
we
fucked
find
up.
out later that the reason why the jet alone went that way is because it was sabotaged by Nerve. Like they don't want anyone else to try and punch an
Mm.
angel.
Oh,
So,
that is so fucked up.
but
Anyway,
Only
they
we can punch angels.
they didn't punch Kawako, so that was nice. I
You
think
can
they
punch
didn't.
something else.
Yeah,
hmm,
they didn't. Or I remember Kawako blocking a punch actually, but hey, that's the
nice.
fun part.
All right, now that we're done with the EV units, before we continue, I want to talk about Shopee's payday sale this April 15. Go to tinyurl.com/ShopeeTGJ and get, I don't know how many percent cashback and maybe free shipping on April 15. Moving on, where to begin? Where to
Oh, okay.
begin? Because there's so many versions of Evangelion.
Ooh.
Let's go with Jin, then Maria, then Jude. Pick one,
Okay.
like whatever it is, and then I'll just bring it up on screen. Where would you make a person who is
The watch.
completely new to
Are you saying
Evangelion
watch?
start? Sorry, sorry,
Yeah,
Jude.
you're
You were saying
saying watch order, but yeah,
no, no, not
I
watch
have
order.
I have a
Just
watch.
where to start. No, no, not necessarily a watch
No,
order,
actually,
but just where to start.
I can say it straight. I can say the watch order straight without
Yeah, no,
having to
but later,
explain.
later.
Okay,
All
go.
right, Jin, let's go first with you.
Oh,
What is your? Where would you make a person who is not aware of Evangelion at all start?
always start with the original anime. It's so easy to watch it now, honestly, because you
Mhm.
can find it on Netflix. Although
Okay.
I don't recommend the Netflix subtitles too much.
Hmm.
Just take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Um, if you can find other subtitles, okay, but I don't promote that officially. On record, I don't promote piracy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's on you. Um, pero watch the um original anime, and then if you don't like the ending, go straight into End of Evangelion, which is the movie,
Okay.
and then watch the rebuild. Alternatively, there's like this one Eva movie. Luma na siya, na it summarizes the entire series. If you just wanna like step in, try the water,
Cliff
ganon.
notes. Parang ganun.
Um, you can watch that since it shows like the basic plot of it all.
Mhm.
And then if you like it and you wanna learn more about these characters, watch the anime.
Okay. All right, Maria, what would you recommend for people watching Evangelion? Where would you want them to like start?
I would start with the original series.
Okay.
And then watching watch End of Evangelion after that.
Mhm.
I don't recommend the one where it summarizes the episodes 1 to 24. 24
Mhm.
ba? Because I don't recommend
26,
that
I
because I
think.
made my roommate watch that, and then
Oh.
the last two episodes, and like even I didn't understand it, and I watched the whole thing before that, and I
Okay.
was like, no,
Mm.
I wouldn't recommend that. And then if you want more, if you're really addicted to it, then watch the rebuilds. I wouldn't say
Okay.
they're necessary. I just think that they're neat. They're pretty.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Jude, how would you introduce a person to Evangelion? Where should they start?
Well, I'll say the same thing as Jin and Maria. Like, you have to start with the original series because unlike other mech franchises, Evangelion is actually easy to follow. Like easy to this easy to find the proper order.
Mhm.
Kasi it's 25 years old, but the series it's well defined naman. So you have to watch the series,
Mhm.
or if you really want, yeah, you have to watch the original series and then watch End of Evangelion.
Mhm.
Kasi what happened was in the original series they ran out of budget in episodes 26. That's
What?
why episode 25 and 26 was a existential crisis slideshow for the most part. Kaya it was
Oh.
mostly Shinji, Asuka, and Rei, and the rest of the Eva cast monologuing about their problems for the most part. And
Okay.
that's why we get the congratulations ending, which some
Mm.
people recognize as like the canon ending. Like it ended there, like it ended
Mm.
with Shinji being congratulated by everyone, including Pen Pen. But
Oh.
if you're not satisfied with that, which a lot of people are nga, End of Evangelion is like the somewhat definitive ending to the original show, which is,
Okay.
Hmm.
and then the rebuild is, people thought it was a remake, but in some ways it's a sequel. Um,
Mm.
it's like the whole Ava cast just went, hey, let's try this again without the apocalypse this time.
Okay.
But with the events of the movies, it's gonna happen. It's always gonna happen.
Hmm.
But then
Uh,
that's the
hmm.
watch order of how to get started.
All right. So why don't we check the comments, Jude? Could you take a look at our Facebook to see if there's anyone leaving comments?
Arjo said, "Go org mates."
Hey
Hey, Arjo.
Arjo.
Are you still there? Hey.
And Angelo Villegas from Wrestling After Work, ask a best girl. So
Oh.
yeah, Tim
Okay.
Montagas agrees with Kaji being the resident sleazebag of Evangelion because he
Yes.
really is. And I can't see the other comments, so that's it, I
No,
guess.
wala.
Let's go to the next one.
No, wala.
I'm not sure. No, no, no. It's just that I'm on my phone and it's
Yeah, I
tricky.
think there's a way to like change it. I think like change from
No, wait,
relevant to all
let's do
comments.
this.
Yeah,
Oh
check mo
yeah,
all
that's
comments.
there. There's like three comments. That's all of it. Anyway, let's
All
go.
right. Okay, so now that it was mentioned, who is the best girl?
Oh my
Jin.
god.
Let's go, Jin.
Steven, 2 years ago we did a poll on this on the Geeky Ones page. And I was
Mhm.
kinda disappointed with the results.
All
You
right,
know.
let's start with Jin. Who is best girl in Evangelion?
None of them. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm not here for the best girl
Mhm.
discussion. I am here for best boy discussion.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's change
We can
question
go
So
then.
with that.
I'll
Let's
pass
go.
the mic to Maria.
Okay. Is there a best girl for you?
No.
Ooh.
No. And
Okay.
this is someone, who super relates to like one of the best girls, but like they're all kind of horrible in their own way. They're all kind of awesome in
Okay.
their own way.
Hmm. All right. Jude, is there a
Well,
best girl for you?
I put their team Asuka because like people will say na people like always get nuts for Ray, like Ray, but like Ray is like emotionless. I think I'll just I like Asuka more than Ray, because that's a long time dispute. Because Asuka is actually someone with real issues, like very relatable issues of. I think in the series she's like the one with the highest sense of pride among the pilots. Like she's
Yeah.
very proud of being a pilot, and then all of a sudden, like in the series, Shinji gets better, and she feels bad because she's not doing as good as Shinji. She's not improving, and then it goes to a downward spiral. But I think best girl. If there's a true best girl, it's the Ava Unit one, because that's best mom actually.
All
If I
right.
may add,
Go ahead.
I feel like
Go.
a lot of people call Ray the best girl because since she lacks a personality, a lot of people
Yeah,
are
that's
able to project whatever they want, whatever their fantasy is on Ray.
Oh, actually.
that's why. Like it's annoying. And
Almost like
then I remember
Like a
what do you
born
call it?
yesterday type of
I remember
girl.
someone fighting me
Hmm.
because they accused me of being a Ray
Simp.
fan. No, yeah, like they said, whoever made this poll is a Ray supporter. I really said that I made this and I'm Team Asuka. I'm for Team Asuka, please.
All right, but like the idea of Ray, is it kind of like the whole, what do you call it? The manic pixie dream girl thing, the manic pixie dream girl concept that you're
Not
just like,
No,
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 not
not
really.
I
really.
wouldn't
No, no,
know.
no. She
Okay,
doesn't have emotions or a personality to be that. So
okay,
Mm-mm.
gets.
Because like for
All
she's
right,
really
context,
emotionless.
yeah.
go
All
lang.
right, Jin, go ahead.
Like for context, Ray is literally just a body that they created.
Yeah.
She's
And then
basically just
there are
there.
multiple bodies that you insert a soul into. So wala siyang actual personality because the soul didn't develop a personality while it was in Ray. Yeah.
She
Okay.
So yeah,
resets.
that's
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
that's
yeah,
Ray.
every time she dies,
Oh
the
yeah,
bad.
like
Yeah.
I think there was
Ray.
the one episode she ran with an N bomb with basically a nuke to an angel and she
Mm.
died. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hey, she's
Mm.
Oh,
back.
she's alive again.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
she's
that's why Shinji was so upset na hindi siya nakikilala ni Ray. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. All right. So now that we're talking about the boys, who
oh
is
yeah.
best boy? Jin
I mean,
for you. I
is it
think we
a
know.
question?
It's not even a
Oh,
question for you.
Not even a
is
question.
that a trick question for Jin? Oh.
Tomorrow Nagis na all the way.
All right, Maria, who is best boy?
Kaoru.
Ah,
Duh.
It's not a question.
It's really
hmm.
not.
It's
Okay.
it's an agreed upon consensus answer.
Hmm. All right. Finally, Jude, who is best boy for you?
If you say Gendo.
I'll say na ano. Okay, wow, no. You don't. Let's not put him there. Let's not put him in any of the best
Hmm.
categories because he was the guy. He was the reason this whole third impact thing was going. But I think yeah, I'll agree no na Koro is really arguably the one of the best characters in the series. Like, kasi he only appeared for like an episode and a half. I think if you count the overall screen time, it's not even a full episode that he came out. Like,
Hmm.
it's not even 20 plus minutes, but it's his impact,
Quote
Funny.
in
is
pun
really
intended.
like very strong. Like really, even in the rebuilds, like the rebuilds expanded his role a bit more. Like
He was
we
there
got
for
more
the
screen
entire
time.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was an entire almost like up 2/3 of
It was
rebuild
uh,
3.0 was no Shinji and Kaworu just
it was just a montage
dating.
of them. So now, whew, thank you. Finally, my boy is happy.
And they just played piano and had fun, the first time that Shinji was happy in the rebuilds. But yeah, I'd like to give a mention to Shinji because
Oh wow,
people
here we
hate
go.
people give Shinji a
Controversy.
lot of hate because people just hate him. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I think the reason they hate him is because it's realistic that Shinji represents people who are not confident,
Hmm.
insecure.
Okay.
Reason that they hate him is because he's weak. But hey, everyone. But the reason you hate him is because you know that his emotions are realistic. It
Hmm.
represents everyone's insecurities and doubts to themselves.
All right.
Hmm.
And that's what I like about Shinji being a protagonist. Even though I kind of hated him when he doesn't do anything in some parts, where he just get like I remember that one scene in End of Evangelion where he could have saved Asuka from getting destroyed by mass production Evangelion units. Asuka, that was like for me Asuka, my favorite Asuka moment, like where she just destroyed mass production
Oh.
units.
All right.
She just
So
stood there. Right.
moving on, let's go to the favorites. Jude,
Go
I will
favorite.
let you take over. Favorite episodes, characters, moments. Let's start with Jin.
Okay, let's go. I think we can start
Jin
with
goes first.
Yeah, Jin goes first with the favorite episodes.
Okay. So I have a very weird favorite episode. It's episode 13. Episode 13. It's the episode where an angel infiltrates Nerve through a virus. Is that ringing any
Yeah.
bells? It's about
Yeah.
it's a computer virus that goes into Nerve and then attacks the Magi, which are the three supercomputers that basically do all the computations for Nerve. That's why it's so amazing. And I don't know, it's so weird because we already kind of talked about Ritsuko and how we didn't like her after a certain revelation happened later on in the series, aka bet niya pala si Gendo, and that's a no, as we have established here. Um, so prior to that, this episode happened, and it really like expounded on what the role of non-Ava pilots in this series is, and how the operations of Nerve work. So para to me, it was a very good world building episode. And also, wala lang, food for thought. I thought it was really nice kasi if you think about it, the Magi are made out of Ritsuko's mom's three personalities, diba? It's the mother, the scientist, and I forgot which one. Basta yung three personalities niya. Eh, But isn't that technically they just made an Ava? Kasi it's the soul of the mother. Like the entire being of the mother is already there in a
Divided into three.
mechanized form. Oh, but I thought about it na parang, food for thought. It is an Ava, but it's not like a biological one. It's the only mech that we see with the same um tawag dito, with the same concept. And it's I don't know, it has a special place in my heart kasi parang finally nag-away na rin tong dalawang to, which are Ritsuko and Misato. It's parang because they usually just get along and then whatever Misato says, susundin. So biglang, we're not gonna blow it up. We're gonna fix this. So yan. That's my favorite episode. Episode 13.
Okay, nice. Oh yeah, one thing worth noting about that episode pala is I think it's the first time that the angel was killed by non-Ava pilots.
Yeah! Oh.
Yeah,
Kaya
diba?
nga
That was
eh.
that I
That's
kind
why.
of I kind of like that little detail there na Ritsuko can actually wreck an angel in that sense. But
Yeah.
let's go.
That's what I'm saying na parang, you'd think that an Ava didn't destroy it, but aren't the Magi an Ava because it has a mother's soul in it?
So yeah. Actually, okay. Now we can count the Magi computer as an Ava, an honorable Ava for life. But let's go. Maria, what's your favorite episode?
I have two, if that's okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
first, they're Asuka related. Oh, sorry. But
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
Let's go.
That's okay.
the first one is like when she first appears because it has this very iconic Marilyn Monroe moment
Mhm.
with the yellow dress, and I'm just like, that's pretty.
True. The one where it's
And-
just floating in the wind.
It's just floating in the wind, and I was like so obsessed with that yellow dress for like 3 years until I finally was like, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make that dress.
We love a go-getter.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then my second favorite episode is like when she like her first time in school and she's not really getting along with people that much, and she has to work with Shinji to beat the
Oh.
pilot.
Is that the one where they dance?
To beat the angel. Yeah, that's the one where they dance.
Okay.
Oh man.
Because it kind of reminds me of like like when I did ballroom dancing,
Oh my god.
and like it's hard to get along with your partner sometimes, and you're just like, no, you have to like beat the competition by sinking.
I love how she suddenly became a little bit British like that.
What? No.
There's like a slight British accent that came out a bit.
Ayon.
All right, what's the second episode?
Oh, that I think
that,
she
that
meant.
was
Those
Ah, that
were
was the
two
second
episodes.
episode. Okay. The
It's
Yeah.
okay,
We're
Steven.
back to back.
Okay.
Jude, what is yours?
Actually, my favorite episode is also Maria's favorite episode, which is episode 9, the dance episode.
Okay.
I don't know. There's something about this episode. I think it's just because it's the happiest episode in the whole series for me.
Oh.
Like everything else no, is drowned in sadness for the most part. But
Yeah.
this one isn't. I just like the way na they work together kasi this is the first time you see Asuka's personality na she doesn't like she doesn't like feeling inferior. She doesn't like the feeling of not being good enough to do something. And the fact that she has to work with Shinji, which she felt was like dead weight for her, is like a burden. But this is like the first time that they work together, and I just love the sequence. I remember like there's a countdown. The last episode had the end of the episode had a countdown because they had to beat the angel in 3 minutes, 4 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to do it they had to coordinate simultaneously. They had to attack in the same time just to beat it because the angel splits in two,
Whoa.
and they were able to do it, and then they were able to do it perfect. They were able to kill the angel, but in the end, they fell on each other. Like their Ava units were just scattered on the ground.
Can
So
I
like
add?
in the end,
Yeah,
What?
go ahead, Maria.
It's the most formulaic episode in that it was like you gotta put aside your differences to beat the common enemy.
Yeah.
and I always like I always like that sequence. Like I think I saw a clip on YouTube for that. Like I watch it a lot. Like that's my favorite Ava moment. That's my favorite Evangelion episode from the original series.
That's great, man.
How about you, Steven, in your 4 episodes?
My 4 episodes, probably the one where Shinji just collapsed. Like where he just like freezes and then like, oh no, he's dead. Like sort of. Like how did he survive that? I'm like, what the hell? That 15-year-old kid just like had a panic attack in the middle of a giant fight against like an angel, and you're like, whatever, he's in the hospital, no big deal. I'm like,
Got
what
protected
kind
by
of
his mom.
dad does that?
He called his mom technically.
Huh?
He called his mom.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like that's like the most. Maybe that episode stood out for me because in episode 4 pa lang ako. But still, it's like, what the fuck? Sobrang what the fuck yun. Now that we've done the episodes and sort of moments na rin, what about the characters? We kind of talked about it na, no?
Yeah.
Jin,
Moments. Moments. I can mention one outside of the original series. Asuka's introduction in Rebuild 2.0, where instead of getting introduced diving, she basically kills an angel to introduce herself.
Wow.
She just dives. She just hit a diving kick to the angel and kills it, and then says hi to Shinji. Like, hi
That was
guys.
so nonchalant. But, yeah, here I am. What's up?
And the fact
Nice.
the rebuild version of Asuka is like a hot-blooded super robot pilot. Like she's just angry. I think she's angry because she remembers what happened in. I think she's angry to Shinji because I think she remembers what happened in End of Evangelion. I think that's my theory there.
So
Because,
in a way,
you know,
like you think history is repeating, parang ganon.
Except that it's different. Like Asuka knows what's gonna happen, so Asuka is like a bit more on the edge. Like
So in a way,
she's less. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry. So in a way, you think the rebuild of Evangelion is in a way Shinji fulfilling what happened at the end of Evangelion.
On
In a way, is that like a theory?
what happened in 3.0, I don't think it did because he triggered another impact.
Oh,
Yeah.
He triggered like, oh, you were meant to stop this, but he didn't.
okay.
So
I see.
that's
Alright,
one
right.
problem. But yeah, but a lot of them like it's like it's like a do-over. The rebuilds
Okay.
are like a do-over. That's why it's called rebuild.
Yeah.
Like you can notice it. You can notice it in the attitude of Misato and Asuka in the
Mm.
Yeah,
rebuilds. Like
yeah.
it's very obvious na we know what you did, Shinji. You fucked it up again. Basically, that's what they. It's like that's what they want to say to Shinji. Like
Poor kid.
how can you do this again?
Mm. All right. So we kind of talked about our favorite characters na. So I guess let's move on to, well, before we move on to that, I want to talk about our friends at Podmetrics. Use our code GeekyJuans to know more about your podcast statistics right down there. All right, go to podmetrics.co and then register your podcast and use the code GeekyJuans at login. All right. Now, biggest thing that Evangelion gave us is the theme song, A Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Go ahead. Go.
All right. All
Go,
right.
Oh my
Maria.
god.
You got this.
Maria,
Hmm?
what makes A Cruel Angel's Thesis so good that even, how many years is it now? 95 on Evangelion, diba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
26.
Like 26
Yeah.
years later.
26 years later, it's still one of the most iconic anime themes. Maybe only second to, I don't know, the American
Second to
Pokemon
none.
theme.
It's
Yeah,
second
maybe
to
second
none.
What makes it so good for you, Maria Song?
I feel like it's how catchy it is. Like it's easy in any range possible.
Mhm.
You know, whether like soprano, alto, tenor, bass, you can sing that. You can sing that song. It's easy to like it's my LSS.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what else?
It's okay. It's
Like,
okay.
I don't know how many times I've like done that song like in a cover. Like I tried to cover that song.
The
And,
number
like,
of
no, it's
times
not
I've sung
perfect. It
that
has
at karaoke. So
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tapos
that
like,
too.
the good part is it's usually available in all karaoke places, even in the
Yeah.
Philippines. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
can you sing in Japanese? And I'm just like, I have one song. I
Give
have
me
there's
that
that
one
one
song,
safety
that one
song.
anime opening.
I am sure it's here. I can do it. Give it to
Mm.
me.
Like I mentioned a while ago, like I did ballroom. It was
Yeah.
my dream rumba paso doble cha 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 combination song, and like I even made choreo to it before, and I was like, oh yeah, I can like I used to like want to dance this in conventions, like on stage.
Oh my
Cool. That's so cool though.
But
If you
none
did
That would
it.
be
but
cool,
like
actually. Yeah.
kasi
Is,
my dance
there
partner at the
another?
time was not into anime, so I was like,
Are they into
Oh,
anime now?
no, I quit ballroom.
Oh, never mind.
sad.
Whoops, sorry.
Ouch.
That's okay.
I'm sure you'll
Also,
find a dance partner.
it's such a meme.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's such
Oh.
a meme. Like you can edit any current event into with the Evangelion opening, and it would
Mhm.
be really good. Like I remember it was 2016. Were there elections? There were elections happening.
Yes, yes.
Oh god.
yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I watched that more than 5 times, I guess. I watched that. Like that was weird, but it worked. Scary.
Tsaka, like, imagine how iconic it is to have people play it on a calculator.
Yeah.
The number of calculator covers I've seen of Cruel Angel's Thesis. So good.
Mm.
I think there are so many parody versions. The original is always iconic. There's the goofy version, which
What?
was sung. Yeah, it was goofy, and there's the Carl
Ah.
Oh yeah,
Weezer
that.
version
Carl
from Jimmy
Weaver.
Neutron.
Oh my God.
Let's just say
So
na
funny.
no, And then there's one of my favorite covers is someone covers it. I think it was a guy named Yubio Finger. He's a guy who snaps, like who just snaps really fast.
Mhm.
He just sang Cruel Angel's Thesis while snapping his fingers. It was really fun.
That's
But yeah,
amazing.
it's really good. One mention. I'd like to mention the rebuild version of Cruel Angel's Thesis, the 2009 remaster. I get
Mhm.
remix, where it was like it was Cruel Angel's Thesis but deconstructed. It's so weird.
How
Like
so?
it's different from the original, but it's the same. It's the same singer, but they just changed it. But yeah,
Ah.
I think one thing that's nice about the song is it reminds me of the older jazz songs, mecha openings from older
Mhm.
mecha,
Mhm.
but it's modernized, like
Oh, that's
a
why.
fresh version of the older Super Robot themes. Kasi
Mm.
like Mazinger
God.
Z and Lotus 5 used
Mm.
use like some form of jazz and rock, and then
Mm.
like Evangelion just modernized it, and then it just works. And thank God it's in almost every video game machine here in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah,
Kasi
dude.
And I love that now. You can you don't have to know Ava, but you know the song.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
Such a
if someone's ever curious, you just say it's where that anime song came from. That one
That
Japanese
one
song,
anime
yeah.
opening.
that singular anime opening, non-weeb friend.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
that's
And I feel like the best part is that this theme song wasn't even meant to be the original theme song.
really.
Diba? It was meant to be like classical music. Like Hideaki Anno wanted like classical music or something. Kasi nga, diba, there's a lot of classical music throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mhm.
think parang from what I recall, I don't know how true this fact is that naswerte lang sila na yung animation was timed so well with the Cruel Angel Thesis. I don't know how true it is.
Oh,
Maybe it's true.
I
Is it?
remember I remember the intro sequence where the transition, the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
famous transition
Parang
is
sabi daw
based
parang
on a sci-fi show in the US. I forgot the name.
ah, I just remember there
Uh,
was like a piece of classical music that was supposed to be used as the intro, and then I think ayaw ng studio kasi gusto nila pop music kasi nga J-pop in the 90s was like on another level, man.
Yeah, so lit, man.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was like peak J-pop
Yeah,
years.
and
It
like
was
now
really
it's like
good.
Oh,
J-pop's just playing catch up, and it's kind of sad to see how J-pop's no longer like up there because like it's sad because they never adapted. Like
mm.
recently lang, diba? I think we mentioned this before in another episode. We mentioned how I think Jin, you talked about this too, how
You're
only
showing
very
how often I've been here.
it's okay, it's fine. Only very recently have Japanese artists started like uploading to Spotify because I think the
Yeah.
record companies didn't allow it, for the
Mm.
longest time.
Yeah.
It's
That's it.
sad. It's kind of sad. I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges that J-pop faces is that they never adapted to modern times. They're like, oh no, we're Japan, we're high tech. But then like when you are in Japan, you realize like, oh wow, it's
Dude, they
still
still
very old
use
school.
fax machines. Come on.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now
I'm
That's a
sorry. I'm
sign
sorry. I
of
have to say that.
mm,
antiquity. They
yeah,
use fax
Yeah.
machines.
Tapos,
yeah,
they also use like, alam mo, di ba medicine, it's in a capsule. They still use like
yeah.
the naka-paper. Tapos,
Ooh,
What? Oh my god.
yeah, you can still buy those.
Wow.
Yung paracetamol mo, naka-ano pa siya.
painfully
As
old
in,
school.
naka-mush pa siya. Hindi pa siya like
Yeah, hindi pa siya.
rubber jelly pill. Oh
Mhm.
my god.
You can still get those, but you can get the
The pill.
tablets one.
Yeah. Man, now we're
Anyway,
just talking.
sorry Japan. I love you,
It's okay.
pero
Now that we're talking about our Japan travel experiences, we might as well talk about it. No, I'm kidding. Um, um, all right. I don't know how to transition to this, but I feel like this is the last part that we want to talk about. This is the last part that's about Evangelion. The final say why you should watch Evangelion. Let's start with Jin. One line to describe why you should watch Evangelion right now to the 7 people watching.
if you've ever like had a friend who went through depression and you're really just wanting to understand what it's like, Evangelion gives you a very good visual representation of what it is.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
actually good.
Nice.
Empathy.
Nice. All right, Maria, give us one line or like one paragraph of why you should watch Evangelion to the 7 people watching right now.
It teaches you to be kinder to yourself and to others.
Nice. Nice. All right, Jude, I know you're going to go for a long one.
Not really. But I'll say na lang na one of the reasons you should watch it is it's because it's the most important anime of the 90s, arguably. Like it's one of those game-changing anime.
I mean,
But
it's
also but also watch it because it's one of those anime that help you understand, people more. Like
nice.
it deals with and real insecurities, and I may have watched it at the wrong time.
Oh, I see.
At the wrong time, but the fact na the fact that I watched it was important that I did. So yeah, you can watch it just because it's a really important anime, really popular anime, but you can also watch it for something deeper.
All right. As for myself, I've only watched 4 episodes, so I don't think I have the right to judge and like say give like a proper opinion. So I'll just say take Jin's opinion, take Maria's opinion, take Jude's opinion, and then watch Evangelion tonight. It's a sad series, but it's sad because it hits hard. It hits the truth that we don't like to face with regards to. So I'm kind of like rambling, but Evangelion tackles the things we don't like to discuss, especially depression. I guess that's probably a way to describe it. So give it a shot and then go from there. Finally, before we move on to other geeky news, just a quick plug of Mr. Speedy, because this code expires on April 30. So use Geeky Mr. Speedy for 50 pesos off for your first delivery, only your first, on the Mr. Speedy app, on the Mr. Speedy website, and that's about it. Our last 2 pieces of news for today.
This is very quick.
It's very quick. E3 2021 is pushing through. Jude, you have the details on this.
Okay. So, because of pandemic issues, E3 2020 was canceled, so they can't do it. But hey, they're gonna do E3 2021, and usually it's done in LA, and but for this time it's all digital, and I mean, they have to adjust to the times, and I don't think they want to make it an event where they risk having a lot of people sick, because E3 is a very huge event with lots of video game journalists and gamers in general. So going all digital is the best way to go. And one thing worth noting, Sony is not there again. Sony, which they have never been in. I think for 2 years, 3 years, they don't need E3. It's at this point na E3 2021 is happening, but is it still as relevant as it was before? So that's the question. So we have to wait and see what happens at this year's edition to see like what happens to E3 moving forward, because every year it feels like they're losing game companies to present. Kasi the game companies themselves can present their own event. Like Sony has that, EA has that,
Nintendo, right?
Nintendo has that, but they still do E3. Microsoft has that, but they still are in E3. But Sony is like the hard-headed guy that wants to do what it wants. So
it's
they
Kendo.
have their own event. Yeah.
All right. Now the final piece that we're gonna talk about is what's gonna come up on the screen right now. It is the Powerpuff Girls live action pilot that's coming up supposedly either this year or next year. I wanted to get everyone's opinion because we all grew up with the series. Jin, I think, was born like literally the year the show premiered on Cartoon Network.
Probably.
Probably. All right. Jin, let's get your opinion. What do you think of this whole live action Powerpuff Girls?
Thanks, I hate it.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Is there any more that you want to say, or you just hate it?
I don't know, but I'm kind of done with the entire. Let's make a live action version of my favorite cartoon. But
Yeah.
Yes.
it's so unnecessary. Who asked for this? I didn't. Did
Right.
you?
No, no.
See, para just me, just my
Hmm.
opinion.
All right, Maria, what do you think of this whole live action Powerpuff Girls pilot?
I feel like a material is like a true classic if it can stay relevant throughout the times, right?
True.
But they don't have to reboot the material all the time.
Mm. That's true.
They can just show the old one on Netflix or something.
Hmm.
That's it. I don't know. Maybe this is a scene like what we're seeing now is like something that maybe they're at the party and have really bad Halloween costumes or something. But again, we don't need like a gritty reboot. With this screenshot that has no context yet.
Yeah.
We don't need a gritty reboot.
All right, Jude, what do you think of this whole live action thing? We talked about this on Discord. What do you think?
Okay, I think if this were a gritty, edgy remake, it would no longer be called Powerpuff Girls. It would just be called PPG, just because
Oh,
edgy.
God.
But yeah, but this looks off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like live actions of famous cartoons because they rarely go well. Like I can't remember what cartoon has gone well when it transitioned to live action.
Transformers?
Transformers it's still a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
I've
see,
never
let's
seen
see.
a live action adaptation have like a generally everyone likes it.
Yeah. Remember when there was
I guess
Hmm.
does Detective Pikachu count?
I think so. Sort
It
of.
kinda counts. Sonic the Hedgehog kinda counts rin.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't
but
know.
it's more based on
It's
the video
animated.
game than
Sorry, Jin.
the cartoon.
Yeah, Jin, you were saying sorry.
I don't know. Aren't they like slightly animated?
Yeah, 3D.
Because
Yeah.
these ones are like literal people playing cartoon characters, and it's not usually good in terms of translation from
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
medium to another.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Reminds me of Riverdale, man.
if there was one sign that I'll be done with this show, if they show how Mojo Jojo would look like
Oh my
in
god.
this live action
Mm.
show.
Mm.
Kasi, or any of the villains, if they screw that up, no, you're gonna, it's done.
Mm.
I hope it doesn't end up like the Winx saga, which was,
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh no.
what did Winx do to turn it into some edgy Netflix material? So, like, I don't know. And I remember, I think we mentioned their servers, Steven. One mentioned
Yeah.
that, like if ever someone screws up the live action version of Witch, we're gonna riot, I guess.
Oh my god.
So
You're right. I mean, I remember we mentioned that diba, na Totally Spice would have made a better live action.
Totally Spice is like the best one to make into live action, kasi at least that wasn't completely cartoony. The way they're drawn, like they, you can actually turn it into some high budget Hollywood film, which would probably get 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god. All right. So Jin, what would you say? Like what would you propose to change? Like what would you rather do instead of a live action Powerpuff?
Well, I think I don't know. A remaster would be fine. I think,
All right.
and just like update
Oh
it
my god.
to modern graphics rather
Mm.
than change the material.
Have you seen the reboot from 2015, the really weird one?
Is that Powerpuff Girls Z?
No.
Or,
Powerpuff. Oh, here's the
or yung
surprising
may
part.
purple one.
Yeah, like the blue-haired purple one. When they totally forgot about Bunny.
Yeah, I was so mad.
Right?
Yung kay Bunny, I was mad about
Oh my
Bunny.
god. They ditched Bunny in that new series. It's
Kasi they
sad.
already made someone. Come on.
It's just
What?
what do you think, Maria? Like what do you think of this whole like constant reboot of like cartoons turning to live action and other stuff?
Keep it in the past.
Nice.
Yeah, like you if you told a good story once, you can just tell it again. The same,
Yeah.
you can just
That-
remaster it, remake it. Just freshen up. Like a lot of old anime needs freshening up. Please, can you just do that?
All right. So that is about it for this episode of the Geeky Ones. Let's ask Jin where you could find her. Because we have at Jinsei Cos on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Ko-fi. Is there any other place we could find you, Jin?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just
All right.
those 4 places.
Nice. All right. For Maria Song, you can find her at Maria Song Cosplay on Facebook. Instagram, Maria Song _ Tama ba?
Yes.
Yes, Maria Song _ And then what's your YouTube again?
Just Maria's song, I think.
All right. Do you have a Twitter?
I do, but I don't remember the handle, and I'm not really active there, so
Okay,
that doesn't
no
matter.
problem. Although you are in another social network which is called Kumu, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes. So it's still Maria's song _ there.
All right. Cool.
Ooh.
All right. So that's about it. Thank you so much to Jin and thank you so much to Maria for joining us.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
episode
Thanks for having
70.
me.
Awesome
Yeah.
stuff.
Thank you so much. Hopefully we can have you guys in the proper episode where we can do it in a studio where we can record properly and stuff. Hopefully one day. Fingers crossed one day.
Manifest.
Manifest it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. One day we'll be doing an episode from studio again. Well, no, wait, no, Jude, have we ever done an episode in studio?
We did before the pandemic. So like,
Oh yeah,
we were there. We were there. Like we
yeah, it
were
was like
at that.
super small areas, isang maliit na barangay sa Pasig.
But yeah, it was a nice music studio though. The acoustics were
Yeah.
awesome. So
I mean, the
our
dream
recording was
still,
actually sounded nice.
Yeah. the dream still is we remote in Metro Walk, right?
Well,
All of the proper
among
studios.
many places, but
Among
hey,
many places.
there's so many studios too. And I hope na one day we could just rent one out and then babble on about anything geeky.
Yep.
Mm.
That's the goal.
Alright. Now you can find us at thegeekyjuans.com. You could find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch and YouTube at the Geeky Juans right below there. The podcast is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find me at Stevie Said Yup on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Jude at Jude Thomas Cruz on social media, and Dude It's Jude on FB. All right, so that is it for episode 70 of the Geeky Juans. It's been 3 years. Here's to more years, many more years, and many more episodes to come.
Many
Thank
more
you so much,
episodes.
Jin. Thank you so much, Maria. We hope you can join us again for another episode. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Sabay tayo lahat.
Bye.
Sabay tayo lahat. Yeah! Sabay tayo lahat. Ganun.
Ganito lahat.
Lahat, sabay tayo lahat. Jude!
Someone screenshot
Good.
this.
Oh my God, Jude! Wait, our hands!
Wait. I can try and do it, but
Okay.
let's go.
With your elbow.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay,
That's
okay.
two
Thanks,
buttons.
guys. I love it. Let's go.
Sabay,
1,
sabay.
2, 3. Okay.
Yeah!
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye! Thank you so much.